What's up, everybody? Welcome into Mean Green Scream. I am your host, Shahji, and we have a packed show today as we will go over Luka and Zion's first encounter, who is the MVP, and UNT's historical win. Let's start with that historical win. I am joined now by Sarah Baskin and Gilberto Obregon. How are you?
Doing well.
Doing great, man.
I'm excited. Y'all excited?
I'm so excited.
I'm also excited for the Mean Green, and I'm really excited to talk about it, so let's get into it. So in case you were living under a rock, UNT had their first regular season conference championship in over 31 years, which is very impressive. And Gilberto, I'm going to start with you. This win in overtime, 78-72 against the second place Western Kentucky. How big of a win is this?
I mean, it's a pretty big win, like you said, in over 30 years, you said?
31 years.
31 years. I think it kind of shows what they've been doing throughout the whole season, and I'm glad sometimes the best team doesn't win, and you know, with a 20-11 overall record, it kind of just shows that they got what they deserve throughout the whole season.
Mm-hmm. And Sarah, just what's your reaction to this big win by the University of North Texas?
I think it's a huge win. I think that what makes it special is that, you know, this is a school that's on the rise in a lot of different areas. And it's so special to have a team that's really excelling. You know, we did have a little bit of a disappointing football season. I think we all as fans can admit that. So it just feels special as a fan, as a student of this school, to have a team that's really excelling and that we can really get behind and support. And it's just exciting going forward.
Yeah, and it seems that they've had a new star for the basketball team, Javion Hamlet. He led both teams in points with 25. And then Thomas Bell, he chipped in a career-high 20 points and 8 rebounds. And it's just a great job overall by this program. And Gilberto, and it all started with Grant McCaslin when he was brought in for this specific reason, to bring championships. What has he done for this program to bring them where they are now?
I think when you're speaking of Grant, you see every program he's been to, he turns it around. He was brought here, turned it around in 2017, and since then, you know, before him, UNT didn't have a 20-plus season win, and now over him, they're over 500. I was watching a video where he was mic'd up during practice, and he was telling his guys he's simply not here. He's not interested in being average. So that's something that just kind of stood out to me as a head coach, and I think he's doing a great job in the last 3 years.
Sarah, what about you?
Yeah, like you said, you know, I don't think he's had a season where he hasn't had 20 wins. Definitely one. We're 20-11. We did lose to Charlotte this week, which was a bummer. You know, tournament hangover, as we were kind of discussing.
I agree.
Yeah, but you really can't say enough about Coach. I think it's all about culture. I think that basketball and football especially are just coaching sports. It's all about that culture that a team brings, or that a coach brings to the team, and I just can't say enough about the way he operates among the team.
Yeah, and let's stick to that culture. I mean, we've been talking about, since I was a freshman, when I came in 2017, we've been talking about New Denton culture. That's relatively where it started with Seth Luttrell and Mason Fine, and you know, now Grant McCaslin's here, but we forget about John Hedlund, Suji Lama, all the great coaches and great players that have come through here. Sarah, what does this win do in terms of the sports program in general for North Texas? I mean, could it get any bigger than it already is right now?
Absolutely. I think that back to Coach Mack, I think it all comes down to recruiting. And we only have 3 seniors that are leaving this year, and so not only do we have a strong roster going forward, because I really can't see any of the guys on our team right now wanting to go anywhere else, especially if we're going to have success. It's all about that recruiting, and that's building for the future. So, you know, to build for the future, you have to do well now. I think that really all goes back to him, and you really do have to give credit to our school president, our athletic director. They've really put their full weight behind our athletics program in the last several years. And you just have to give them credit because obviously it's working.
Yeah, absolutely. Ren Baker's been absolutely incredible for this program. And Gilberto, do you want to add on to what Sarah's been saying?
Yeah, you know, kind of like what she said, the culture. They brought Grant here to win. Yeah. And I think before he was brought here, he was at Arkansas, and there was like a big buyout. And the president said that, you know, you want to bring a winning coach, you want to bring a winning culture here, you're going to have to pay for that. And in other words, he didn't care. He was going to do whatever it took to win that winning culture back to UNT.
I think what I love the most about this win is that it puts more pressure on the other coaches, because that's what you want. Because when you bring in that New Denton culture, you bring about this winning school, all the other coaches are going to feel pressure. Now Seth Luttrell, I think, is going to feel more pressure to try and bring something. Yeah. And I think he's under the most pressure out of any coach. Now, this is the regular season conference. They go to the tournament. It's on March 11th. Real quick for quick predictions, what do you think is going to happen in that? Sarah, I'm going to start with you.
Listen, I think that we can make it far in that tournament. I obviously am going to predict that we take it all the way and that we win that title. It's been 10 years since we won a title. Spoiler alert, it's been 10 years.
All right.
I think we're due for one, but again, when you're the number 1 seed, you have a target painted on your back.
Right.
Every single team at that tournament is looking to us.
All right, and we'll leave it there. Well, this NBA season has been nothing short of exciting, but who deserves to be the MVP? Don't go anywhere, because we discuss that next on Mean Green Screen.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Drew, spot on this last one. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Azalea is my world. When I heard that she had a tumor, everything just became dark. When I came to St. Jude, I started to get back some light in my life.
On top of first-class, best care, you will never receive a bill, so that you can zoom in and just focus on this child. The only thing we had to worry about was just keeping Azalea comfortable. St. Jude saved her life, and it saved us as a family.
Well, Super Tuesday was just a couple days ago, and we figured, why don't we have our own exciting debate? The NBA MVP. Here with me now to discuss that is Derek Mims and Michael Nuoso. How are you guys?
Great. Good. How are you?
How have y'all felt about this NBA season so far?
Pretty good. It's been exciting.
All right, so this is how it's going to work. So you each have your badges because you each feel that a certain player should be the NBA MVP. And then I'm going to ask certain questions, kind of like debate style for a presidential debate. And then you guys can answer them as if you're representing them.
Got it.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
All right, Derek, I'm going to start with you. First of all, who do you think should be the MVP?
Who do I think should be MVP? Yes. LeBron James.
Is that what it says on the badge?
That's what it says on my card. You know what? Am I on now?
Wear it with pride.
With pride. Every day. Since the age of like 12. So, yeah.
Born in Akron, Ohio. Okay, so why do you feel LeBron James should be the MVP?
Because I feel like he's taking it back to like his younger days in the league. I mean, we're saying this and he's 35. I remember when he was like 18 and 19 doing these things. I mean, he's averaging 25 points a game this year, a season career high 10 assists, and like the one weird thing I figure out I find about it, or the not weird but weird and good, he's only averaging 35 minutes a game, so he's doing it like in less time, and he's putting the team on his back at the same time.
All right, Michael, and who do you think should be the MVP?
I feel like Giannis Antetokounmpo should be the MVP.
Very nice.
Good choice.
I mean,
it's like the only other choice.
Well, according to the betting odds, the top four are it's Giannis, then LeBron, then it's Luka, and then it's Harden. So why do you think Giannis should be the MVP?
I think Giannis should be the MVP this year because look at his team's success. They're on the pace to win 71 games, which is not something that's done often. And teams that usually win like 70 games and above have like 3 Hall of Famers. But look at the Bucks; they really have one superstar in Giannis Antetokounmpo. Also, he's averaging like 29.6 points per game, 13.8 rebounds, and like almost 6 assists. So he basically does it all. Not to mention defensively, he fills up the stat sheet. He blocks. He's probably like the best defensive player in the league right now. So I just feel like he just does more than LeBron, and he impacts his team more. Like if you take LeBron off the Lakers, they still have Anthony Davis. So
okay, and I think if he's also in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, so he would be the first person since Michael and Hakeem Olajuwon to be MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. But Giannis' stats, obviously first in the East, averaging almost 30 points a game on 55% shooting, almost 14 rebounds a game, almost 6 assists a game, and playing 31 minutes a game. Now, LeBron, the thing that impresses me about LeBron that I think you're leaning towards is because he's NBA old.
Yeah,
because
he is. The minutes are down.
In regular human years against us regular mortals, that's normal. That's normal age for us. But for NBA, you might as well just be dirt old, right? That's what everybody's saying. Everybody's saying that he's just going to fall over any second. But he's been really impressing me. Look at this. He's first in the West, 25 points a game, over 50% shooting, almost 8 rebounds, leading the league in assists, and playing 35 minutes a game. Now, do you think this is LeBron's last chance to be MVP?
No, because every year LeBron steps on the court, he has a chance to be MVP. Now, I feel like he has probably 2 years left of like top level play before he starts to fall off eventually. But I feel like he has another couple years to still be in the MVP conversation.
Okay.
With this Laker team anyway, because it's still a good team.
Now, why shouldn't Giannis be MVP?
Because he plays in the East. I'm just going to take the easy way out here.
That's a legitimate argument because
because they used to always say this about LeBron years and years ago. Like, he plays in the East. He plays eight bad teams a year and blah, 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 blah. Wait till he gets to the West, and if he does it in the West, then we'll tell him he's great. Well, he's doing it in the West now, so he might be a little great now.
All right, Michael, why shouldn't LeBron be the MVP?
I feel like LeBron always has like another superstar. You saw in the Cavs, he had Kyrie. Right now, the Lakers, he has Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is balling out. If anything, Anthony Davis actually has a higher PER than LeBron, and they're on the same team. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like LeBron has help, and Giannis doesn't really have that much help. He does have Chris Middleton, but he doesn't have a superstar.
There's 3 All-Stars on that team.
But they're not superstars.
Though. I think for looking at it defensively, the Bucks have a better supporting cast, but offensively, I think it's the Lakers.
I think the Bucks have a better team.
Now, this is where
overall.
I do play devil's advocate for Giannis because are the Brooklyn Nets any good? No, they straight up stink.
Year.
They straight up this year, I'll say, but they straight up stink, and they're the 7th seed in the East.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable to me. That shouldn't happen.
And the Mavs are like the 7th seed in the West, and how many games above 500?
Yeah, and the 8th seed is Orlando, and both teams just are not good. But for the West, every seed except the 1st seed, the Lakers are going to run away with it, and that's because I think the Clippers didn't take it very seriously in load management.
They're resting too many people.
They are resting, and plus I think they're very injury prone.
Yeah,
but absolutely, both teams they're only separated by 2 to 3 games each. Now, I saw your face when we were talking about the betting odds. Let's talk about another one real quick. Why shouldn't James Harden be considered?
Because he has Russell Westbrook on his team. Okay. I mean, they're both averaging 30 points a game.
I love that argument. I really do.
That's the only thing I can come up with. I mean, James Harden, he was the MVP last year. I think he's great, but like LeBron's playing well. Giannis is playing well. Even Luka's, I feel like, is playing better than James Harden this year. And Russell Westbrook's doing a lot on that team. So
yeah, and real quick, let me give my little MVP nod here. One person that I feel should not be disrespected is Luka Doncic. I think he's been very impressive, and we're actually going to talk about him in the next segment, so thank you both. That was a very fun debate. Well, we got a glimpse into the NBA's future as Luka and Zion went at it for the first time. We recap that amazing game after this, so please stick around.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
The American Red Cross needs your help to install 100,000 free smoke alarms nationwide. Join us April 27th to May 12th. Volunteer at soundthealarm.org.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva, Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Ooh, never get tired of that song. The New Orleans Pelicans visited the Dallas Mavericks as this marked the first meeting between Luka Doncic and Zion Williamson. Both teams went back and forth and the game even went to overtime. However, the Mavs were able to make it out behind Luka Doncic's 30-point triple-double and Kristaps Porzingis dropping 34 points. To recap this game, I am now joined by Armando Berry and Blake Elliott. How are you guys?
What's good? We good.
That was a great game. Did y'all get to watch it last night?
Yeah, OT, up late.
All right, so let's get into it. Obviously, people have been talking about the future in Zion and Luka, but I think Luka's been kind of underappreciated. And Armando, I'm going to start with you. How great has Luka been for this team?
Luka's been crazy good. You know, everyone knows him as just, you know, there's a lot of guys in this league that are, you know, under 25, and we look at them, they're very good. But, I mean, with Luka, he just turned 21, and he was like you just said earlier in the show, he was third in MVP race, so that's something you don't see. He's been compared a lot to guys like Larry Bird in his second year in the league, so that's kind of crazy. And just puts in proportion just how great he's been.
What about you, Blake? What do you think about Luka so far?
Obviously, he's doing great. He's in the MVP race, but not very many guys you see in their second year already lead the franchise in any category, and he leads the franchise in triple-doubles already. And we all know how great Jason Kidd was. And he also, it's very underrated, he makes everyone around him better. As you see now that he's the true point guard of the team, is not last year with, you know, Dennis Smith still being around. He's making guys like Finney-Smith, Hardaway, Kleber, making all these guys great shooters just when they have open shots because he's making all these lanes for them.
Yeah, and like you're saying, making people better. Kristaps Porzingis looks like his old self, doesn't he? Yes, and a lot of people said after his injury he would not be the same, but he's putting up at least 30 points a game. He had 12 rebounds last night, and he put up 5 blocks.
And they're playing defense.
Absolutely. Blake, so how important has KP been for this team?
So I think it's a good relief, as we saw a lot towards the beginning of the year as KP was coming back. Luka was trying to do it himself, which he's able to do. But once it comes playoff time, you have to have that second star that takes over and is able to take the load off of Luka. And you've seen he's not just shooting shots as he was doing towards the beginning of the season, just shooting perimeter shots. He's diving to the basket, getting those putbacks, finding those open lanes in the middle, and getting a little tougher down there.
All right, so let's switch it up to the other side of the future, and Zion Williamson. Armando, I'm going to start with you. Nobody thought that he would take over the league as much as he has. Everybody thought that it would be a slow process, but no, he's been on you can't escape him on Twitter because he's everywhere. Even if his missed dunks, amazing plays, he's everywhere. Armando, were you surprised by how great Zion's been playing?
Yeah, definitely. I'll even say myself, I was very skeptical when I saw him just because you never see someone that big but not very tall. So, you know, he's able to jump around a lot. You know, you never see guys that are, you know, 6'6", 6'7", 285 pounds, but over 40-inch vertical. So you never see that kind of athletic ability. You usually see more skilled guys in the NBA. So I was definitely caught off guard with how great Zion's been.
And okay, Blake, you wanted to talk about this, so you wanted to voice off about Lonzo Ball. He did have a great game: 25 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and he put up 7 threes.
Back-to-back games with 7 threes.
Back-to-back threes. So what have you wanted to get off your chest?
I think we just need to pump the brakes a little bit with Zion. He's doing great. He's living up to expectations. But a lot of people just look at the box score or Twitter and stuff, and they see the great dunks. But he's only averaging like 3 defensive rebounds a game. And when they need him as an energy guy, getting those rebounds, getting those outlet passes, he's doing great on the offensive board. But as you can see, it was a back-to-back. A lot of energy exerted. Guys like Kleber, Willie Cauley-Stein, Porzingis, they were getting in his head. They were blocking. I think they had 13 blocks. That's the most they've had in like 7+ years.
It was his first back-to-back played this season.
So we can see when he's asked to do a bunch, it's not his greatest role. But as I was saying, Lonzo Ball is the reason he's been doing so great is every rebound he's getting, he's outletting to Lonzo. They're just like they're playing AAU.
But Lonzo's only been averaging 12 points a game.
That is true, but he doesn't need to average a bunch when you have Brandon Ingram, Zion. You got great players around you. Even Favors putting up numbers, so he doesn't need to be that main scorer, just that main facilitator.
And Armando, just real quick, what do you think this Pelicans team is missing? I mean, they clearly have the talent. Do they just need to wait for Zion to mature? Because right now they're 10 games under 500.
I definitely think that they do need to mature with these guys. A lot of them, they're just now getting the groove. Lonzo, he's a great player. I feel like what's crazy about Lonzo is that He's very streaky. We'll see games where he'll have games like last night. He'll have games where he scores like 2 points. But one thing that we don't see is we're not very patient with our point guards. We're patient with big men and forwards, but with point guards, we expect them to come riot out and be great. That's what we've seen a lot. But I feel like Lonzo is one of those guys where we may have to be patient with him and then let him come out over time.
I will say it doesn't really seem like the Pelicans have a leader right now. You got Brandon Ingram just made the All-Star game. He's trying to get his shots up. Lonzo's trying to come into himself. Zion's got #1 pick hype. Drew Holiday's the veteran there. They don't really know who's the guy taking the shot at the end, who should be taking all those crucial shots. So.
Okay, and real quickly by both of you, I'm going to start with you, Blake. How far can the Mavs go in the playoffs?
Oh, they can definitely make some upsets in the first couple rounds. I think if they match up with the Lakers, I think the Lakers will win, but I think they push it to 6 or 7. I don't think it's anything where they're outmatched or outskilled. The Clippers might be the only one where they really have some trouble with.
All right, and what about you, Armando?
Lakers are first right now, Clippers are second. I really want them to slide into that 6th seed because they'll be facing Denver, and I think they can pull off an upset against that team just with how crazy they are on offense.
All right. I think we can all agree that the future of the NBA, I think it's definitely secure.
Nice little duo.
Yeah, thank you guys. And you know what day it is? It's Thursday, which means it is time to trivia it up. Stick around for our segment at the buzzer.
You ready?
Good job, guys.
Monroe. Here we go. The butterfly.
Ready?
Ooh.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back. This show premieres every Thursday, and I like to test our analysts' knowledge on sports trivia. And today we are going to test Jack Buckmeyer and Marshall Green. How are you guys? Y'all excited?
I'm ready, born ready. Lance Stevenson, baby. I'm ready.
Just try not to blow in my ear or Marshall's ear.
Not mine.
All right, so you guys know the rules. I ask a question, you guys get 10 seconds, and then once the buzzer sounds, I have to hear an answer from both of y'all, okay?
Let's do it.
Person with the most wins, right? Let's
ready.
get to it. All right, so question 1. UNT men's basketball are the 2020 Conference USA champs. Congrats again. So before this, when was the last time the men's team won the conference? Was it A, 2000, B, 2010, C, 2006, or D, 2009? You got 10 seconds.
It's stored. It's right here. No need. No need.
Feeling a little bit of pressure.
Come on. If I miss this, I'm going to look bad.
Yeah. It's all right. I've done it before.
I will be disappointed if y'all get this wrong. And... there it is.
There it is.
All right, Jack, Mr. Confident himself, what is the answer?
I'm going with B, as in boy, 2010.
All right, Marshall, what about you?
I'm going to go B as well, 2010.
All right, and the correct answer is 2010. I must say, I do blame Sarah because she did say it in the first block.
She did.
And I told her not to.
Context clues.
It's okay. It's okay. You each get a point. All right, question number 2. With the unveiling of the new Globe Life Field, which former Texas Ranger has a statue outside the new ballpark? Ooh. Is it A, Pudge Rodriguez, B, Michael Young, C, Adrian Beltre, or D, Nolan Ryan? You got 10 seconds, guys.
got it. It's right here. It's stored.
Oh, wow, yeah.
The powers of Twitter, I already know.
The powers of Twitter.
Ooh.
I need to follow some better people.
It's 98% complete, so I'm excited about that.
98. I mean, they better be. Park opens in 20 days.
All right, so let's go ahead. All right, so Marshall, I'm going to start with you.
I'm going to go with A, Ivan Rodriguez.
All right.
I'm going A, Pudge.
You both are correct.
Let's do it.
It's Pudge.
Let's do it. Well, Pudge.
Gonna have to
Former
rock, paper,
Yankee.
scissors at the
Former
end.
Yankee.
He is, but look, I was there on that last game. They went crazy for him when they called his name. So he is definitely a beloved Texas Ranger. He deserves it, absolutely. All right, question 3. In this 2019-2020 NBA season, who is the leader in three-point percentage? A, J.J. Redick, B, Seth Curry, C, Duncan Robinson, or D, George Hill?
Oof.
Yeah, see this one? Yeah. Ooh. You're not confident anymore, huh? Not the powers of Twitter anymore.
Yeah.
This one I actually had to look up. I'm not bragging about it either.
Ooh.
Leader in three-point percentage.
Don't worry.
All right, Jack. What do you think?
I'm gonna go Duncan Robinson, the White Knight for the Heat. I'm going Duncan Robinson.
All right.
Oh, my answer. I'm going to go C as well.
Oh, man.
Duncan
Oh, my
Robinson.
gosh.
Duncan Robinson. Well, the streak ends. You both are wrong. It's George Hill.
Oh,
That's the one name I thought didn't deserve to be on the list.
the one name.
No, he's been great for the Bucks.
He has.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
you both are
the
still
first in the East, sure.
You both are still tied 2-2.
Oh, wow.
Here we go.
I'm disappointed.
Next question. Who was the first Dallas Cowboy to win the NFL MVP award? Was it A, Emmitt Smith, B, Bob Lilly, C, Roger Staubach, or D, Troy Aikman?
Yeah, it's tough.
I don't remember a Cogger Staubach, but
Yeah.
it is Roger Staubach.
Very famous Cogger Staubach. That's his brother. We never know.
I don't know.
Yeah, there they are. There they go, guys. Roger and Cogger. Okay. Marshall, go ahead. Who do you think it is?
I'm going to have to go with A, Emmitt Smith.
God, I'm going Emmitt Smith too.
Oh,
We're sticking.
are we just going to pick the
Don't worry.
same
Don't
answer?
worry. Last question will split. Don't worry.
You both are correct.
Let's-
It is Emmitt Smith.
Great minds
It was
think
the year
alike.
he sat out 2 games, and they went back to win the Super Bowl. All right.
Impressive.
Last question.
Oh God.
We're knotted up at 3?
We're gonna have to rock paper scissors.
You both are tied.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What is the most successful athletic team in UNT history in terms of wins and championships?
Can I go? Can I pick first?
Is it
Oh,
A, UNT
no,
football?
I got it. It's already.
B, UNT women's softball, C, UNT women's soccer, or D,
You went
UNT
first
men's
last time.
basketball?
You went first
If
last
you
time.
pick
It's my
my
turn.
choice,
Okay, I'm going to assume both of y'all know this, right?
I'm
Don't get
feel
your hopes
pretty
too
confident.
high. Yeah, I'm pretty high. I'm pretty confident.
Y'all want to rock, paper, scissors to make sure?
We could just
No,
we could both
no,
shout
we'll,
it at the
we'll
same
duke
time.
We'll duke it out at the end.
All right. Jag, go first.
I'm going C, women's soccer.
I'm gonna see as well, women's soccer.
Okay. You both are correct.
Let's do it.
It is UNT women's soccer.
Oh wow.
Okay, real quick. Who's the head coach's name? What's the head coach's name? Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well,
don't do
no,
that.
there we go. This is how we decided.
Don't do that.
This is how we decided, guys.
Jack, I'm gonna let you pick first.
No, I'll defer back to you. You can do it. I don't know.
I love
Coach
this
Scott. I don't know.
I know their assistant coach's last name.
Then
Our
you-
first name is Floyd Benatar.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to give this victory to myself because
Fair enough.
it's John Headland.
Oh, don't.
He is-
Don't. I'm sorry.
This
Yeah,
is
I
one
should've
of the,
known
he's
that.
one of the
I've done
best, if not
practice.
the best UNT coaches of all time.
That just shows.
That's disappointing, but thank you guys.
That was fun.
That will do it for us. If you miss a show, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mean Green Scream, and also follow us on Twitter at Mean Green Scream. We'll be off next week due to spring break, so see you then. And remember that we scream because we are the Mean Green. See you later, everybody.